Good morning, operators. Stand by. Stand by. Coffee's hot, frequency's alive. 145.430. You're listening to the morning hum. This is the Coffee Break Net. Steam rising with the sunrise glow, signals bouncing nice and low. Foothill light and silicon sky, morning check-ins rolling by. Call sign ready, mic in hand, voices drifting through the band. RF dancing in the air, someone's mobile somewhere out there. Heat up, drop your sign, one at a time, you're sounding fine. Sip so don't rush the day, net control will lead the way. Coffee on the console, radio's awake, morning on the machine, give and take. Voices in the speaker, smooth and clean, so like riding on the beam, checking out, don't hesitate. This is how we caffeinate. From the hills to the bay, W6EK Echo Kilo starts the day. Check in. AllStarLink been feeling strong. Echolink brings friends along. Mobile bass or handheld tight. Everyone sounding right. Morning traffic rolling through. Signal reports 5x2. Laughing in between the keys. Coffee cup and beat my R's. Mic drop, carry a tone. You're never really alone. One more round, take your place. Good vibes on the interface. Coffee on the console, radio's awake. Morning on the machine, give and take. Voices in the speaker, smooth and clean. Sunlight riding on the beam. Check it out. Don't hesitate. This is how we caffeinate. Morning voices, RF stream. Coffee break, live on the machine. Good morning, operators. Stand by. Coffee's hot. Frequency's alive. Good morning, operators. Stand by. Good morning. Voices. Stand by. Stand by.
Good morning, peeps. Welcome to the Coffee Break Net on the W6EK Repeater located in Auburn, California. The Coffee Break Net where the sun is always shining, the birds are singing, and the fish are jumping. This net is sponsored by the Foothills Amateur Radio Club in Northern California. We're here every day of the week from 7:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. Pacific Time. Please welcome your net control host and conversation facilitator, Brian, AI6US. EB and old school gangsta, checking in from beautiful Meadow Vista, California. Get the Coffee Break Net underway because it's a great way to start our day. Let's roll home, boys and home girls.
KF6.
Good morning, everybody. AI6US here in beautiful Meadow Vista, California. And yes, the Coffee Break Net is underway. Let's go ahead and find out what the national days are before we get started here. And let's see, today is National Barbie Day. So everybody out there, get your Barbie collection out and yeah, National Barbie Day. Today is National Crab Meat Day. So a lot of you out there maybe enjoy the crab meat. So today is a day to celebrate National Crab Meat Day. Also National Meatball Day. Whether you like pork, beef, veal, chicken, fish, or even vegan. Yes, I said vegan. Today is National Meatball Day. And today is Bang Clang Day. What the heck is Bang Clang Day? Well, going back to the Civil War of 1862, today is the first battle to be fought between two ironclad ships. So kind of a thing of interest there. Well, good morning. Let's go ahead and get the morning underway. First up, because we're kind of going to invite everybody in from the Northern California. So if you are a Northern California station coming in either RF Direct or maybe coming in through one of the connected repeaters, or you're located in Northern California, please come first, and then we'll take other check-ins after that. These are quick in and outs. Quick in and outs, of course, are 2 minutes or less, and one flip of the soft egg timer. So let's see who's out there, everybody. Monday morning, March 9th, 2026. Let's go ahead and get the morning underway with quick in and outs Northern California stations, please.
November 6, Charlie Kilo Victor.
Kilo Oscar 6, Charlie Kilo Whiskey.
Mike Romeo.
Golf 6, November Lima Whiskey.
Delta, Quebec, Rick in North Island.
Kilo Alpha 6, Uniform Alpha India.
Okay, Self QA, good morning.
Yeah, last station. I don't move to Northern California. Any more Northern California stations, then we will take check-ins from the internet.
Kilo Oscar 6, Indy Hotel Juliet.
KF6OJ, I used to live in Northern California, Wairika.
All right, any other Northern California stations? Everybody else, please stand by. Thank you.
Kilo 6, Alpha November.
Gonna have to check my map. Springs, Northern Cal. Okay. K6AAN, good morning. KO6IHJ, good morning, Larry. KA6UAI, good morning to Ron. KD6CDQ, good morning, Rick. KO6KMR, good morning, Robert. KO6CKW. Good morning, Ramon. And N6CKV, good morning, Carl. All right, now we'll go outside of Northern California and see who's coming in through the internet. Internet stations come now.
I think you missed me in that list, Brian. KG6NLW.
Yankee, Kilo, Echo 9, Alpha Whiskey Yankee. I guess you're not going very far. /6, Rachel, Long Beach, Southern California. Code KC8, Fox Queen, Victor, KC8, FQV.
KJ5HHT.
And Brian, I think you missed me somewhere in that list around Ramon. Kilo Golf 6 November, Lima Whiskey.
KJ5GWN.
All right, good morning, Will. KJ5GWN. And station in there, no audio. That was you, Frank. KG6NLW. Maybe you can get that sorted out before we come back to you. KJ5HHT, good morning. KF6OJE, good to hear you in this morning, Ray. Long time. And KC8FQV, good morning to Mark. And good morning to Rachel, KE9AWY. All right, let's come down this list. Just a reminder, these are quick in and outs. Please keep it 2 minutes or less and respect other people's time. Good morning, Carl. N6CKV. Happy Monday.
Good morning, Brian, and everyone else out there. Well, it's Monday, so it must be Sam's Club Day. Off to Sam's Club in a little bit. Other than that, not much going on. Got a bunch of yard work done yesterday. Had someone come in and help me, because I can't do much. And it's going to be a nice day. Back to you, Brian.
Oh, so you get to be the supervisor now. Hopefully they do the yard work the way you would do it. Get that tractor running?
No, I have to wait till I'm done with my back procedure. End of the month.
Absolutely. Your health first. Hopefully the lawn or the grass doesn't get ahead of you there. Well, good morning to you. Good morning to Ruth. And happy Monday to you. And enjoy the club run.
Okay, Brian. Everyone have a good Monday. This is N6CKV. I'm going to say 73 Heidelman, and thanks for running the net, Brian.
I will pass that on to Lynn. She's taking the day off. So, yeah, absolutely. You take care of yourself. And, yeah, I remember when a club run used to mean you were out late on the dance floor. Now it just means Sam's Club. Have a great day, Carl. N6CKV, AI6US. And good morning to Ramon, KO6CKW. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, Brian, and the rest of the net. Well, that's quite a lineup so early on Monday morning. I'm not sure if it's the Barbie or the meatballs or the crab meat.
Yeah, if it was a buffet line, yeah, absolutely. Good morning. Hopefully you had a great weekend. So what draws you to the net this morning? The crab meat, the meatballs, or Barbies?
Well, if I had to pick, it's probably the crab meat. That's a no-brainer. Anyway, so not much going on here. Just back at the salt mines. I'm making sure all my projects are up to speed and ahead of schedule, so I'll make sure that I can make it to Hamfest. Back to you.
Well, certainly looking forward to seeing you and everyone else at Hamfest. I jumped in and started helping out with the prizes. Man, we have some great prizes. I don't know if you saw the latest flyer, but it's going to be worth buying a ticket for that. Well, Ramon, you have a wonderful day. Happy Monday to you. Thanks for checking in. I will see you at Hamfest.
Likewise, happy Monday to you, Brian. W6EKW, clear.
Maybe I should start using my middle name so you could roll the R. Roberto. Good morning. Robert, KO6KMR. Good morning, Robert. What do you have for the net this morning?
Well, good morning, Brian, and the net. Nothing going on. Just going to do my regular routine today. Drinking a cup of coffee and enjoying the conversation. Other than that, I'm just going to turn it back over to you for a quick in and out. Kilo Oscar 6, Kilo Mike Romeo, and I'm going to continue listening for a bit and then off to the gym. Over.
All right, Robert. Well, you are a man of routines, but I don't know what you're going to do once you have that new amateur extra license under your belt. I would think that routine will start involving a lot more HF. But have a wonderful Monday. KO6KMR, AI6US 73. Good morning, Rick. KD6CDQ. Happy Monday.
Good morning, Brian Internet. This is KD6CDQ, Rick in North Highlands. Man, oh man, crab meat. You know, crab meat, I really like it, but you know what? You better look at the label, because, you know, there are a lot of substitutes out there. And I'll tell you what, I want the real thing, not some substituted whitefish. Yeah. Yeah, I had a funny thing that occurred to me. Thursday night's check-in on the Sierra Foothills Amateur Radio Club. For the first time in my over 35, 36, I don't know how many years it's been that I've been with the Sierra Foothills Amateur Radio Club, I was the first one on the check-in, unfortunately, because we lost Ray. But I was sitting like, wow, all these years, and I'm first this time. Well, what the heck, it has to happen sooner or later. KD6, CDQ, 73s.
Well, as the first check-in for answering trivia, the pressure is now on, Rick. Pressure used to be on other people to come up with the correct answer for trivia. Now it's all on you. Hopefully you can stand up to the pressure, my friend. Rick, have a wonderful Monday. KD6CDQ, AI6US. First in line. Wow. 7-3.
It'll roll off my back, because I'll answer the trivia question whether I think I'm right or wrong, and I'll usually find myself, wrong. KD6CDQ.
Yeah. Well, at least you're not the people that answer the question and give the reason why. That one always, I remember making that mistake when I first joined the club, and someone reached out to me and they said, "You're welcome to answer the trivia question, but do not share the why the answer is correct." Oh, that stood out in my memory. Rick, have a great day. KD6CDQ, AI6US. No imitation crab meat for you. Good morning, Ron. KA6UAI.
Good morning, KA6UAI. Not much going on today except work and maybe a little bit of projects, but just same sort of thing. And I'm glad the weather's getting better. Meatballs maybe, and really spicy meatballs. I'm not sure what they make them out of, but I like food that kind of burns my face, so that might be good.
Yeah, no, I like meatballs with a little kick, but of course the best ones just sit and simmer in the sauce forever, soaking up all that deliciousness and retaining all that wonderful fat. Well, good morning, Ron. Anything else for the net this morning?
No, I'm going to get with it here after I finish this cup of coffee. It'll be dog pill time, and 7:55 the Alexa device goes off and tells Max it's his pill time, so he'll come wandering out of the bedroom ready for that. And Mackay comes out and gets a little bite too, so they have to be hidden in something. But anyway, that's about it for the day, and I'll be listening for a while. K6UAI 73, everyone.
You have a wonderful day on, and yes, another thing that we measure our lives by now, giving the pets their medication. You have a wonderful day. Thanks for checking in. Happy Monday. And up next, Larry. Good morning, Larry. K06IHJ. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, Brian. Good morning, K06IHJ. We got a few projects here in the shack this morning. Myself and KB6SSU say hi. Good morning. And we're going to keep busy. I see an amplifier, I see an inverter, and I see some wire. I don't know if they go together, but it's going to be fun.
All right. Well, good luck with whatever projects you're working on there. Just don't create any QRM.
Roger that. Now, I'm going to leave the dedicated mic in somebody else's hand. I'm going to be in the background just in case. Other than that, hey, weather's getting good, so everybody can have fun, but be safe out there. Don't get stupid right now. They're still on that fringe of good, bad, so... Other than that, I got nothing else for you. Thanks for running that, Brian. K06ISJ 73.
All right. Well, maybe between all of those tube changeouts and rewiring of amplifiers, you can find some WD-40 for that chair. Have a great day, Larry. K06IHJ, AI6S. And yeah, Mike, I looked up where Valley Springs is. For some reason, I was... equating you to another valley, something down in Southern Cal. Good morning, Mike. K6AAN.
Well, good morning, Brian. Everybody on the net. Pretty slow morning around here. Just kind of waiting for things to warm up and dry out a bit. Got a car to wash and some weeds to chop this morning, and medical appointment in the middle of the afternoon, so we're going to be a little bit busy today. Got about another hour to kill, though. It's cold out there still, low 50s and dew all over everything, so not looking forward to getting out there till the sun's up all the way. Anyway, we'll hand it back to you, and we'll just be listening for a little while here, finishing off our coffee. This is K6AAN.
Yeah, we definitely have a lot of dew up here in Meta Vista today as well. It is a wet morning out there, but the weeds definitely got an early start on us this year with the weather we've had. But you enjoy that coffee. Happy Monday to you. K6AAN, AI6US, 73. Good morning, Rachel. KE9AWY. I imagine you're heading down to the beach today.
Yeah, a bit too cold. I think it's only 70, 71. This is KE9AWY, by the way. And hi, Northern California. This is Southern California. It's only 71 degrees here, 66 at the beach. Yesterday was nice. Yesterday was like summer. 88. 84 at the beach, so I spent like all day down there. I think it's supposed to be nice again Thursday or Friday. Today I'm just working on passwords and email addresses and updating that, and I migrated all my contacts into one account and only one, and that was a night. But yeah, so the days I find blank, bang, clang day very fascinating. That's an interesting way to name a day, Bang Clang Day. Okay then. But yeah, definitely honor our men who fell in the Civil War. That's very, very important to have. I mean, we wouldn't have what we have today without that, without all the sacrifice of all the men. And crab day and meatball day. I love me some crab, especially real stuff. And you sit there and you crack open the shells of the crab and stuff. Yeah, I love seafood. I know it's not for everybody, but yeah, meatballs are always good. Meatball sandwiches.
Oh, now you mentioned meatball sandwiches. Now you got me thinking a big old meatball sub for lunch today. That's dangerous. I imagine people around the country are really feeling sorry for you, Rachel. Yeah, not going to be a very nice day, only in the 70s.
I know. It could be colder, like some places are. I guess where my boyfriend is also about 70, which is nice. I guess it's summer for them. But, yeah, we like warmer down here. We're chicken. So, very thankful for that. We'll be moving to somewhere much colder in a month or two, and cold winters again. And 70 will feel like summer, too. But meatball sandwiches are always good. Big meatball subs, that's a good way to celebrate. A little bit of gravy.
Oh, imagine how much weight we encourage people to pack on after they listen to the Coffee Break Net. Rachel, have a wonderful day. Thanks for checking in this morning, and make sure you put on your extra layer of clothes and your wool socks today for that brisk 70-degree temperature. KE9AWY, AI6US.
Oh, my. Thank you so much. Yeah, have a nice day, everybody. And, yeah, encouraging people to gain weight. That's pretty good. Anyway, 73 to you, Brian, AI6US, and everybody else on the net. And have a nice day. Hopefully it's nice enough for a nice stroll for you, too. Anyway, back to net control. This is KE9AWY, Long Beach, California.
With a long sigh, she exits the room. Rachel, have a wonderful day. KE9AWY, AI6US Coffee Break Net. Hey, good morning, Mark. KC8FQV. Second call, KC8FQV. Are you there, Mark?
All right, yep, KC8FQV here. Yep, been up since 6:40 this morning. 44 degrees when I checked in this morning. Now it's up to 52. Yeah, we were up since 6:30 or earlier. Did the barometer net and did a couple other. Well, I did the Skywarn net. They did the dishes, got them done. So now, no more of the day. I don't know what else is going to be happening for the rest of the day. But we got that new mode, the no mode net tonight, so that'll be interesting to listen to that and see what's happening in that world of nodes. Went to Ham Fest yesterday. That was good. Seen a lot of guys that we talked to. We seen them in person, living color. So that was good. It was a small one, but hey, we got to see people in living color. So other than that, yeah, it's up to 52 now. It started at 44 this morning. So listen back to net control, KCFQV.
Of course, the biggest draw, I think, to a ham fest is the social time. But of course, did you sell anything or did you buy anything?
Nope, I didn't sell anything, and I didn't buy anything neither. Now, last year when I went to Ham Fest, I won, and I did buy a camera, but this year I did not do a thing. Well, other than I bought a membership, paid for a $15 membership for the club, And, of course, bought the ticket to go in. And it seems like most Hamfests are now going to be $10 a ticket to get in. I don't know what Dayton's going to be. Dayton is going to be by 26. But it seems like what I'm seeing, they're being like $10 now. So back it comes. KCFQV.
Yeah, we sell donuts. We sell drawing tickets for prizes, and that's we don't go for the door entry. It is free to park, free to come in and buy, and sellers are only $10 per spot. So, yeah, we definitely draw in the crowds to Northern California, the Loomis Hamfest, coming right up here on the 28th. Well, have a wonderful day there, Mark. Thanks for checking in. And, boy, really surprised. Rarely does a radio operator get away from a Hamfest without at least one new trinket that they didn't need. Have a great day, Mark.
Yeah, you too. Back to net, KCFQV.
All right. A voice from the past. Good morning, Ray. KF6OJE. Welcome. I think it's been probably about at least 2 to 3 months since I've heard your voice. Good to hear you on this morning.
Well, good morning, Brian in the net. It seems longer to me. In fact, I had a discussion with Kathleen the other day about something that happened 8 months ago, and she said, no, honey, it was 2 months ago. I said, no, it was 8 months ago. I can prove it, and then she proved me wrong. So during my coming up on a year road to recovery, I'm starting to get better. That's a good sign. I'm starting to get a little what I call spunk back, attitude. That's a good sign. I feel sorry for Kathleen. Meatball Day. When I was 16, I worked. My father's best friend owned a little Italian restaurant. I was a busboy, poor, and he made these meatballs in a big vat, and I would clean tables, take a fork, grab a meatball, run in the bathroom, eat it. I'd do that like 10 times. When it was time to eat lunch, I was stuffed. The owner started coming up short meatballs for the next day, only the days that I worked the day before. And he told me, I know you're pinching meatballs. I'm going to deduct $5 a week, and you can eat all the meatballs you want. I know, like your father told me, if I tell you don't, you're going to do. KF6OJE 73s.
Well, I can hear the spunk and the energy in your voice. Sounds like the old Ray is coming back into shape, and yes, poor wife. Sneaking the meatball. I think that's a pretty fair trade. $5 off and all you can eat. Yeah, it sounds like a great deal. Well, Ray, good morning to you. So great to have you stop in and make it a regular thing. We've missed your good stories, my friend. KF6OJE up at Spokane, Washington, AI 6US 73.
Okay, thank you, Brian in the net. Yeah, it's good to be back. Last little comment. Kathleen did not like meatballs, except I used to make 8-hour batches of sauce and meatballs from scratch, and offer her a meatball or two, big fat ones, she'd eat 4 or 5. 73, KF6OJ clear.
You know, it's the secret is in the sauce, absolutely. You can make the best meatballs, but you immerse it in that sauce and let it soak it in. They just get all the better. Have a wonderful day there, Ray. Thanks for dropping in. We'll catch you another morning. KF6OJE, AI6US. Good morning, Larry. KJ5, HHT.
Good morning, Brian. Hey, everybody on the net. Hope everybody's doing okay. I'm currently in Pickering, Mississippi, 59 south, 73 degrees, cloudy skies. I am currently 6 hours away from the house. I deliver tomorrow, so I will go to the yard, jump on my motorcycle, go to the house, come back in the morning, deliver, and see what else they got for me. I've got 2 doctor's appointments Thursday. And I'll have to agree with Rick earlier, real crab, not imitation. There's something about cracking it and opening it and eating it all. We've got a couple of boats that come in down there in Galveston Bay. Galveston, Texas, 3 hours south of me. It's always a good time. You guys have a good one. And 73, KJ5HHT. I'm clear.
All right, Larry. Wow, what a way to spend your time being back home. Slam in a couple of good doctor visits, but hopefully they have some good news. You know, I never have purchased knowingly the imitation crab meat. I've often been shopping and kind of looked down and saw this thing, crab meat, and there was one price that looked really high and one that was really low, and then you look at the fine print. So yeah, I think imitation crab meat, I've heard from others, it's, you know, it's used when you're using it as a filler. Nothing more. Larry, have a wonderful day. KJ5HHT AI6US. Safe travels, my friend. 73. Hey, good morning, Frank.
Yes, sir. If you see the high prices, low price,
KG6
pretty much tell which one.
in LW. Oh, Larry's coming back to me. All right, Larry. You have a wonderful day. 7-3. Good morning, Frank. KG6 in LW. What do you have for the net this morning?
Well, first off, is the radio working okay now?
No audio, Frank.
All right, is the radio working now? 1, 2, 3. Hello, Brian. Good morning, Coffee Break Net. Can you hear me now?
Yep, no audio, Frank. All righty. Hey, let's go check in Will. You sort things out, and I'll be right back to you as soon as we check in with Will. KJ5 Golf Whiskey November. Good morning, Will, down in Oklahoma City. Uh-oh, did we lose Will? KJ5 GWN. Uh-oh, hopefully a tornado didn't sweep through or wildfire. I will put Will as an in and out, and maybe he'll check in a little bit later. All right, let's just see if Frank has his audio situation resolved. KG6 in LW. How now? Brown cow.
Well, let's see if you can hear me here. Do you hear me now? I'm probably very, very loud, though.
Well, we're just going to have to trust that it's you, Frank, and that somebody didn't steal your radio. No audio. So get it figured out, and we'll get you checked in another round. Good morning, Coffee Break Net on the W6EK
Brian, how about now?
Where the sun is always shining, the birds are singing, and the fish are jumping. And let's see. This week, if you're in the greater Sacramento area, this Friday we're going to be having a club meeting at the new meeting location. That's at the Placer County HHS Conference Center. That's in the DeWitt Center in Auburn. Easy access off the I-80. Take the Bell Road exit. And beautiful new facility and secure parking. And remember to bring food donation for the food bank this Friday, 7:30 p.m., March the 13th. And, of course, while you're putting things on your calendar, have you seen the prizes? Wow. We have some incredible prizes. A bamboo A1 print 3D printer we added this week. We have have a Jackery power bank with solar panels, portable solar panels, just added in. We have HRO gift certificates. We have a M1KE. We have over $1,500 worth of prizes now. POV cage for your radio, for portable operations. Some great stuff out there. So drop on by our website, W6EK.org. On the front page there's a link to all the items that are going to be up for prizes. Sellers can arrive to sell their goods at 6 a.m., buyers at 7 a.m., and that is at the historic Loomis train station in Loomis, California, and that is going to be March 28th. So we are still looking for volunteers. So if you have not signed, if you're a club member and you have not yet signed up, this is all hands on deck type of a thing. We need you. Yes, I know that kind of made me look like a poster of Uncle Sam pointing at you. Yeah, we need you. If you're a Sierra Foothills Amateur Radio Club member, we need you to volunteer. This is all hands on deck, and the biggest swap meet in Northern California. First one of the year. Looking forward to seeing folks there. Coffee Break Net will be there live, and we'll have kind of donuts, coffee. It's going to be a wonderful day, so come on out. Historic Loomis Ham Fest in Northern California at the Loomis, California Historic Train Station.
All right, Brian, how about now?
All right, so with that, we'll go ahead and just put one more call out there for quick in and outs as you start your day. I saw Frank Key up there, so maybe he got things resolved there, so we'll put him at the top of the list to attempt another check-in. Good morning. Anybody out there for a quick in and out as you start your Monday morning with a smile?
N2 DYI.
6, Papa Uniform November, Corey, quick in and out.
KBC.
Kilo Charlie. Good morning.
Sierra Lima Echo.
Whiskey 6, Juliet Charlie Zulu, mobile, in and out.
Whiskey Quebec Uniform KN6
KJ5 South Whiskey November, recheck.
All right, this is who I heard. Good morning. Let's see, Will's going to give it a try again, KJ5GWN. And good morning to Dan, KN6WQU. Good morning to Jim, W6JCZ Mobile. Good morning to Graydon, KC6SLE. And good morning to Brett, KB6LUV. Good morning, Corey, KG6PUN. And good morning to Patrick, N2DYI. Did I miss anyone? Having missed no one, I'm going to do a quick check-in with Jim Mobile, and then we'll work down the list. These are all quick in and outs. Good morning, Jim. W6JCZ.
Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Coffee Break Net, W6JCZ here. Just a quick check-in on my way to work. Enjoying daylight savings time, it being bright until like 7:20-ish. So yeah. It says we're getting upper 80s next week. So hopefully that's not foreshadowing what this year is going to be like.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. A beautiful day out there today. And we're just looking forward to a great week ahead. Well, Jim, thanks for checking in this morning. Anything else for the net?
I know I missed last month's meeting, the first one at the PCHHS. This month, I'm definitely planning on going. If anything is also to set up with Hamfest, I will be there on Friday.
Well, very good. Look forward to seeing you there, Jim. And as always, always great to see you. W6 W6JCZ, AI6US. You have a great day and mobile safely. 7-3.
7-3, Brian, W6JCZ, back to net.
All right, let's go ahead and let's see if Frank got his audio situation worked out there. Good morning, Frank, and let's see how you're coming in now. KG6NLW, AI6US Coffee Break Net.
Well, Brian, if I'm not working this time, then nobody else coming in through IAX should be working. I had to fire up the phone in order to do this. I don't know what's going on with the All-Star node. I can hear myself getting out to my node, and chat can hear myself getting out to the node, but apparently the node's not getting out to the All-Star. So I'm coming in through IAX. Quick thing from Mark, FQV. Dayton this year is $30 for general admission. $30. Yeah. A little expensive this year, all things considered. Not much else going on here, just having fun, great morning, enjoying the Coffee Break Net and everything going on. Had a great overnight live stream where I just let the radios people listen to the radios over YouTube. Lots and lots of fun. Other than that, I'm going to keep it short, and I would have been like, go get Jim, because he's more important. Brian, you have a great day. All at Coffee Break Net, y'all have a great one, too, and maybe tomorrow morning I'll be back to the All-Star node instead of the IAX client. AI6US, KG6NLW, good morning.
All right, well, good morning to you. And, yeah, it's the strangest thing when these things work the way they do. Well, checking in this morning, Frank, and we'll catch up with you later on. Let's see, there was a recheck by Will, KJ5 Golf Whiskey November. Good morning, Will.
Good morning, Brian. Yep, it helps when you have the app opened up. I cleared the app to check the weather, and last check I got, it was 66 degrees here. Going up to a high of 85 today, so it's going to get downright hot here in Oklahoma City. So, anyway, got some more rain coming in tomorrow and Wednesday. But other than that, not doing too much here. Just got me another cup of coffee in hand. So, anyway, I'm going to enjoy listening to the rest of the net, and y'all have a good day out there. This is KJ5 Golf Whiskey November.
All right, Will. Well, yeah, technology works best when we have it hooked up the right way, that is for sure. Well, good morning to you. You have a great Monday morning. Always a pleasure to have you drop by from Oklahoma City. KJ5GWN, AI6US, 7-3, Will.
Brian, this is KJ5 Golf Whiskey November. We're clear and listening.
All right, up next, good morning, Patrick, into DYI. What do you have for the net this morning? And welcome. Happy Monday, if it's possible.
Oh, reasonable Monday, Brian. I don't know about happy, but I'll go for reasonable. Anyway, that's okay, I guess. Yeah, about 2 minutes before you called for quick in and out check-ins, the dog alerted us for rather a long time and with much vigor about a Walmart order that just arrived. So I wasn't sure if he was going to be done with all that by the time you were taking check-ins again.
Well, I'm glad he got that all worked out of his system. Gerry can be that way, you know. Anyway, well, so Walmart orders, do you do your, or does the family do their weekly shopping that way, or is this just a special order off of their website?
Yeah, this was a special order. Found out this morning the hard way that we were out of some things that we were not aware that we were out of. Like cereal, milk, sugar. Well, good morning to you. And let's see, of course, I don't know if you heard earlier, but Ray, KF60JE, was in there. Good to hear him on this morning. And that kind of ties us back into All Nodes Net this evening. Yeah, I did hear Ray. Very, very cool to hear him back on here. Sounding pretty good. So, yep, the All Nodes Net is happening tonight. I don't have any specifics on things. The last few weeks have basically just been whatever happens, happens. No big, absolutely mind-blowing announcements or anything like that. So we will just have a net, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, and see what happens. Well, it seems to typically work out pretty darn good. Those are really great nets. So yes, 6 p.m. Pacific, that's 9 p.m. Eastern on node 51018 and other connected nodes and repeaters. And it's a really great asset for the community of node users. So want to thank Ray for kind of putting his energy behind that for so long, and then you and Tom for keeping this net not only active, but very informative and a wonderful resource. Well, good morning to you. Anything else for the net this morning, Patrick? Well, the only other thing I have for the net this morning, Brian, is a few days ago, and you were talking about the Loomis Hamfest, and this reminded me about it. I just want to let you know what the Coffee Break Net and I guess Northern California has kind of done to my brain, because I have a friend in Louisiana, and he's a member of the club down there called the Miss Lou Amateur Radio Club. That's Mississippi, Louisiana. It's right on the border. And I was not very conscious a few days ago, and I was just kind of drifting in and out of consciousness, and it came to my mind, they really missed an opportunity not calling it Loomis, which would be spelled entirely wrong, of course, L-U-M-I-S-S, and confusing all the poor people who show up from Northern California. I don't know. I kind of like Miss Lou. Has a certain ring to it. Well, yes, indeed. Only you would notice those situations, and I would not have put that two together if it was the last groupings of letters left on this earth. Good morning to you. Are you going to be in net control this evening? Yep, Tom did it last week, so I will be here this week. All right, we'll look forward to this evening. You have a wonderful day. Thanks for checking in this morning. As always, Patrick, into DYI AI6US 73. Hey, Brian, good to hear you as always. AI6US into DYI. A quick question, Brian. Go ahead. Go ahead, Frank. KG6NLW. Go ahead with your question or comment.
All right, thanks, Brian. Patrick, 30 seconds. Any quick idea? The Austin ANH 100. Any idea why my audio is on the node out to the AllStarLink?
Couldn't tell you. We can talk about that more offline, though. Maybe do some diagnostic stuff. But I heard you key up, heard you drop, and I heard the drop separate from my node dropping. So something's happening, but audio just isn't passing.
Perfect. Thank you. I'll just message Freddie and see what he thinks, because he set me up with this. 73.
All right, very good. Glad you could make that contact there. And clearing with N2DYI, I'm going to go ahead and skip on down to KSLE. Good morning, Graydon. What do you have for the net this morning?
Just a hearty good morning to all. That's about it. Mixing some paint, so we probably hear the rattle can in the background. It was good to hear Ray OJE on. I've been wondering about him, so again. That's all I got for this morning. 386.
All right. Good to hear you in this morning, and always great to hear people drop in after they've been away for a short time. So you have a great day ahead. Clearing with KC6SLE and KN6WQU. I think you're coming in through All-Star. Good morning.
Good morning, Coffee Break. This is KN6WQU. Coming All-Star today. I'm actually inside the house over on the Radtail 950 Pro. Battery's actually getting low finally, so I get to charge it. Anyway, it's another beautiful day in North Highlands. Just up an hour early this morning than usual because of daylight savings time. I'm going to have to get used to that. Although I get another extra hour of work time, I guess, so to speak, right? It's a little bit more, another hour worth of daylight time. Anyway, that's pretty much all I got. Same old going on over here. Thanks for doing what you did yesterday, Brian, to get all this situation figured out, and appreciate it was actually pretty cool to help out, so I look forward to doing it in the future. This is 6WQ.
All right. You have a great day, Dan. Thanks for checking in this morning, and we'll really appreciate your help yesterday. KN6WQU AI6US. Let's check in with KG6UN. Good morning, Gerry.
Good morning, Brian. I don't know if I get a lot of information on here. Anyway, just wanted to say good morning. I don't have anything for the net per se. So thank you for doing the net again, and you all have a beautiful day. That's it, pretty much. KG6PUN, 73s.
All right. Well, thank you, Corey, for checking in this morning, and you have a wonderful day ahead, and appreciate you stopping by. That's KG6PUN, and let's see, KB6LUV down in your neighborhood yesterday, looking for a jammed radio, and have it narrowed down to 6 houses, and the good news is it wasn't yours. Good morning to you. What do you do this morning?
Good morning, Brian and Coffee Break Net land. I guess the brick fell off my push-to-talk button that I had held down.
Well, somebody did. I don't think it was intentional, but yeah, narrowed it down to 6 homes, and something tells me somebody saw me walking down their street with my Yagi antenna. Well, good morning to you. What do you have for the net this morning?
Not a whole lot on this bright, beautiful Monday morning.
What?
I mean, you're with the spring weather. It's just glorious until it gets hot around here. So, good morning to my mom, Bonnie, in Newton, Kansas. Morning, Mom. Love you. Hope you're having a good day. And not a whole lot going on. Got recruiting stuff going on. Still looking for data center construction professionals. And then Murphy's Law definitely settled in. Let me take a quick break. So this past weekend, I had set out to cut some wires for the random wire antenna that I have gotten from Simone, and I could not find that roll of wire to save my dang life. I turned my house upside down 3 or 4 times, no finding the wire. So I got the roll, started laying out the wire to cut, and look over in the corner of the room, and there's the box with the roll of wire in it. It's going back. But of course, that was the story. You order another one, first one shows up. Hi.
You wonder where all the items come from that you see at the Hamfest? It's because a lot of us think we can't easily find the first device or something for a project, so, Amazon can get it into, the next day or 2 days, and that's how we get so many extra items for sure. Murphy's Law, well played.
getting evicted this morning. Get out of here. Ain't got time for Murphy. Anywho, so today, everybody else out there in Coffee Break Net land, have an amazing day. Be blessed. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. KB6LUV. View of Love, 73. Clear and listening.
Well, good morning to you, Brett, and good morning to Bonnie back in Kansas. And you have a wonderful day. Thanks for checking in this morning. Clearing with Brett, KB6LUV, and that brings us to the end of this round of check-ins. Let's go ahead and open it up and see who else is out there this morning. I'm Brian, AI6US, and this is the Coffee Break Net on the W6EK Repeater. Taking check-ins.
Hey, good morning, Brian. This is WB6BJN, and you can put me at the back of the bus.
Kilo Ocean 6, Mike India for a brief in and out.
All right, good morning, KO6MMI for In and Out. We'll come to you first. And good morning to K6ECL Dave. And good morning to Mark, WB6BJN. Mark, thank you very much. Got you at the bottom of the list. And good morning to Daniel, N9MUF. Did I miss anyone?
KO6TH, good morning.
And we'll add Greg to that list, KO6TH. Good morning, Greg. All right, let's first check in with our In and Out, KO6MMI. Good morning, sir. What do you have for the net this morning?
Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Net. This is Jeff, KO6MMI. Sorry about any background noise, but there are some gentlemen that are leaf blowing out behind my house, out in the alley. Not much for the net today. Just wanted to wish everyone a happy day. Beautiful Monday. It's going to be a great. Northern California temperatures are, at this point, just about perfect for me. So there'll be a short, maybe 2-week period where I'll be enjoying that 75 in the afternoon with a breeze type temperature.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, we know that does not last long here in Northern California. Well, last year, I think, was the exception. Last year, had an extended spring, but usually it is just a light switch. No dimmer control. It's a hard on heat or on hard cold. So, yep, enjoy our springtime. I'm thinking about putting in a garden, and then it froze for 2 days last week.
Yeah, our gardener that the landlord has come over, he had to come twice this week, and we're still looking like it's a jungle back here. Last thing I wanted to say was just an open invitation. I am going to be going to Hamfest as well. Big tall guy, no hair, big beard. I'll be brand new, fresh faced. Anyone who's going to be coming to Hamfest, feel free to say hi to me. I'd love to meet y'all and just say hello. So that's all for me.
Yeah, Hamfest is 100% socialization and about 80%. Yeah, that I know that adds up to 185%, but 185% shopping, kicking tires, and looking at interesting stuff. Well, by your description, that's going to be half the people there. So wear a name tag and drop by, and I'll be wearing a name tag as well. Love to meet you. And yeah, we certainly have those Elmer tours going on, and I think you're going to be possibly taking advantage of that. But you have a great day ahead. Thanks for dropping by this.
Thanks again, Brian. Thank you for running the net today and most of the days. I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful day. Just as always, enjoy this beautiful day. You never know how many we're going to get. This is KO6 MMI. Wishing you all a great day. Sending it back to net control. Clear.
by this morning, and you have a wonderful, wonderful Monday ahead. All right, let's see, up to the top of the list. Remember these, no, we are out of quick in and out. So, Daniel, you have no in and out restraints this morning. N9 MUF. Good morning. Happy Monday.
Good morning, Brian and the Net. Does that mean then that that little white suit that I'm wearing can come off?
Well, at least we can untie the arm holds from behind your back, unstrap those for a few minutes so you can kind of stretch. Good morning.
Good morning. Bright and sunny day here in Chicagoland. Thanks to Mark, we'll have good weather this afternoon. And Gabriel and I are going to get out for a CW POTA. So that'll be our first CW activation that we wind up doing together, and I am looking forward to it.
I know you were a little concerned whether he would be engaged with the activation or the POTA if you went over to CW. Are you going to give him a reader so he can kind of start putting the dits and dahs together with the letter strings?
He's working on learning it, but I'm paranoid that I'll have two decoders working. KX3's native decoder, and then I've got the same decoder that I use when I've got CW Skimmer running. He's got an Android app out for it, and I tested that out during the last activation, and it worked well. So yeah, no. Who, me? Paranoid? No.
Well, I certainly hope your son stays engaged with the process. I guess you'll be finding out today. Good. Band conditions seem to have been exceptional. I finally heard Bouvet Island, but I haven't worked them. The pile up on them is astronomical. So I thought, I'll just wait a couple of days and hopefully people will get it out of their system and maybe I'll catch them late at night. But yeah, Bouvet is a contact that I tried to make. I probably tried close to 50 times yesterday and finally said, the guys on the Midwest and East Coast certainly have an advantage on me on 40 meters for getting into them. But yeah, we were starting to see some pretty decent signals. But yeah, what band's going to be on today?
My guess is probably 20 and 15. We'll see how 20 goes. If it's full down to a range, we'll drop over to 15. But it should be a good activation. And the other good news, I'm on the way home from my doctor's appointment, and it was a very quick one. The doctor said, everything is good. Just keep doing what you're doing. And I'm like, okay, I'll drink more clear liquids then. And I got a glare from him at that, since I consider gin a clear liquid.
What's that joke? Don't what is it? Cut back on the sugary foods, fatty. Or anyway, I blew that joke. Anyway, no, your doctor. You must have the same doctor as our president. You are the best health specimen he's ever run across. You are going to live forever, and yeah, good to hear it though.
Oh, I mean, in some ways, diabetes has been a blessing because it's forced me to take myself and pay attention to things for a lot longer and a lot earlier than a lot of people my age would have. So again, just trying to see the silver lining to that.
Yeah, I'm sure it certainly brings awareness of your intake. But yeah, kind of interesting because I know you do enjoy a pint or two. How do you manage that through diabetes? I know for some people that is a game changer for them.
I wind up being careful about which beers I consume. I'm allowed to have a midday snack, and that winds up being the midday snack. If it's at home, it's usually a light beer. Or it's just factored in. You can have a little bit of dessert, but you can't have that helping of potatoes in, and you just factor things in that way.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that would produce spikes, and maybe that comes down to your choices of the beverage.
I've never had a spike off the beverage that I can recall, and every time when I go to bed and every morning the sugars are good, so I will go ahead and include that in under the keep doing what I'm doing. And you've got to do a trade-off. I think a lot of people wind up driving their blood sugar up because they stress over everything they eat instead of just relaxing. And when it comes to what I eat, I'm not worried about, precise measurements. If I get it in the general ballpark, I'm happy.
Oh, very good. Glad to hear that you can at least get one joy out of life in moderation. But of course, life is all about moderation.
And I'm only down at the pub once every 2 weeks these days. And one of the things that my early dietitian said to me, when you go out to eat, enjoy yourself, relax. Just don't go out to eat every day. And my wife has to remind me when I do go out to eat to actually do that, because she'll watch me looking at the menu like, you're not relaxing about this, are you? And I'm like, no. There's going to be a side salad with extra vinaigrette.
Wow, you are living on the edge there, Daniel. Well, very good. POTA in your plan today, and probably a pint or so to celebrate. Please let us know how your son, how this POTA event is for him, as he is not CW literate, but let's hope that is a good encouragement for him. Well, N9MUF, did we lose you there? Boy, Daniel just dropped off of Supermon. I'll put one more call out to him, and then maybe he can drop in later and wrap up the conversation. N9MUF, did you make it back?
Well, I have a quick comment if he didn't.
All right, nothing heard. All right, Daniel. Well, good morning. Daniel, if you are hearing me, go ahead and come back in, and we'll finish up the conversation. And let's see, Dave, K6DCL. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Brian, and everybody in the Coffee Break Net. I hope Daniel's okay when he comes back. Anyway, you caught me off guard. I was expecting another half an hour to wait. Anyway, radio doing great. I just love having Yaesu HF, Yaesu VHF in the house, and then VHF UHF in the car. Yaesu F 510 AES RASP. That's what it is. 510 RASP, and that's a great radio too. I didn't get rid of it. It's in the car, functioning and being great as it should be. Anyway, other than that, having fun with the radios, selling my ICOM 705, and I thought I had a guy that was going to get it, but he went dark on me, and so I haven't heard from him since the first time. I gave him what he wanted, and I never heard back from him yet, so we'll see what happens now, being Monday. Other than that, not much else going on. How are you doing, Brian?
I am doing well. Thank you very much for asking. Question, how do you put your equipment up for sale? Do you use QRZ or QTH? what platform. And I'm sorry for that. A lot of people out there just don't have the respect to either duck out of a sale or at least show you the respect that letting you know in case you have other people standing by for the sale. But what methods do you use to sell your gear?
And in the near past, I only use QRZ. It's relatively easy to use and gets to a pretty good wide community, and there's a lot of offers a lot of things on there for sale. And so QRZ, I used to use, believe it or not, I was stupid enough to use eBay. eBay's a good place, and you could sell it fairly quickly, but you had to pay eBay up the kazoo. And they kept getting more and more and more. So I stopped using eBay altogether. And that's me. Other people can find it pleasurable, but not me. I don't like paying out all that money, and QRZ does not ask for that. Anyway, other than that, I've not wandered off into any other sales categories. The other thing I just got from a reputable sales place is I got a thing for my Google 10 fold, that's what I call it. It's a 10-fold. It's a big guy, very big, and it has a cover on it, so it's protected screen and everything else. It does its job, and I have a thing that I can put the phone into when I'm going out, and it is so convenient. I just absolutely love it, and wasn't that expensive, but it's just for when I go out, and it's pretty darn good. It's one of those heavy-duty ones. So that's what I've been doing. It's a good deal, and I found one of my little cheapo knives, and I said, I wonder if this is sharp, and I cut my thumb. K6DCL. Back to you, Brian.
Okay, I am looking at, I'm seeing one here referenced as the Google Pixel 10 Fold. Is that the smartphone, and do you have that with a plan, or do you have it just operating as a Wi-Fi? Is that the one you're talking about, the Pixel Fold?
It's the Pixel Fold, and it is. I have it with Verizon, so I could do everything and anything. I've always done that with since I've been into phones many years ago.
So I assume this phone here, when it folds, do you have a widescreen then, or is it just a folding protective cover? I just looked it up quickly, and it just shows me that it folds, but it doesn't show both screens lit.
I'll send you a picture of it so you can see what it is. But when you unfold it, it becomes a wide screen, and you can push things from one side to the other. You can watch a TV show or anything, a video, or YouTube, widescreen, so you're seeing a big screen. Then you can fold it back up, and it all comes on a normal big screen, one side, and my son has the same thing, and he and I have ended up doing the same thing. We rarely, seldom use the widescreen unless we're going to watch a video or YouTube or something like that. Most of the time it's folded up like a normal phone because it's pretty big. It's the Pixel 10 Fold is pretty darn big. K60CL.
Okay, yeah, I did an image search on it rather than a project search, and yeah, now I see what you're talking about. Almost a tablet, small tablet size. Well, very good. I've kind of myself kind of stayed away from those folding screens. I've noticed some people with cracking and that sort of thing, and I have a bad habit of just carrying my phone in my back pocket and screen towards my butt. But keep us updated on that, how that screen holds up. I've seen some people, and maybe they're power users, have had issues with a crack developing in the middle or premature screen failure. So give us your long-term review at some point.
Yeah, I will do that for sure. You know how I love to do those kinds of things. My son and I have a mutual friend. He is certainly my son's friend, being the same age of 50-something. And he had one, or has one, I guess, still. And he had his screen open wide and was watching something, and then he closed it up with a pencil or something inside and broke the big screen. So it's not that we didn't expect that at some point. but my son and I are both very careful with our Pixel 10 folds, and they are handy. And certainly use everything that it can offer, and it does a great job on being just a phone. So that's a cool thing to come with it. K60CL.
Isn't that a funny conversation? Yes, the thing I carry around in my pocket to make phone calls on occasionally is actually a decent phone. Well, Dave, thanks for that. I had no idea that you had one of the Google folding phones, and I'll have to follow along and see how that works for you. And yes, I have had very good success in the past buying and selling on QRZ. You know, every site has their scammers, but I think they do a very good job of controlling who is on there buying and who is available to sell. And you really just don't hear that many stories about QRZ. But it still comes down to, no part swapping. Yeah, all sales final. Have a wonderful day, Dave, and I hope that the sale comes through on that for you. K6DCL, AI6US, happy Monday, and you guys have a wonderful day ahead.
Well, we're off to Modesto this afternoon because I have a urology appointment. Yay! But no touching this time. It's me arguing with the urologist about how lousy he is in communications. He kept telling me, okay, you're all done. You're all done. You don't have to, no coming back anymore. And then all of a sudden I get a call to say, come back. Well, I'm going to choose this afternoon, okay? Take care, Brian. And everybody, AI6US K6VCL 73.
I don't know, Dave. To me, it sounds like the doctor doesn't want to see you anymore, but maybe the nurse does. Good morning. Hopefully I didn't get you in any trouble with Lucy. K6DCL, AI6US. Have a great day. 7.
Comment.
KG6 in LW. Go ahead.
Okay, Brian. Going back to the Bouvet Island thing for a real quick second here. They are being spotted into the Sacramento area right now. November 6th, Juliet Victor, that's what's-his-face down there in Winton in the South Sac area. He's hearing them a -14 on his Elecraft K3S. So if you're in the Sacramento area and you're looking for Bouvet, tune to 17 meters, 18,104, because that's where they're at.
Yeah, if you go over to the DX World or over to their website directly, they have been sticking pretty close to the frequencies that they've been publishing. But very good. Well, I guess that means the Coffee Break Net is ending now. I'm heading over to 17 meters. Everyone have a great day. 7-3. Yeah, not going to happen. Good morning. Let's jump back and see if Daniel, N9MUF. Daniel, are you back?
I am, Brian. Thank you very much. Yeah, when I pulled into the driveway, the mic wasn't sure which Wi-Fi to connect to and started flipping back and forth and then said, I'm disconnecting. I give up.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what was going on there. I had no indication that you were mobile. So it was a good solid signal. Well, let's see. Jumping back, I think we had wrapped up POTA. We had been talking about hopefully your son's interest stayed with POTA now that you're trying a CW event. What else do you have for the net this morning?
Let's see, POTA, good health. Just trying to relax a bit today. Since Saturday, is enjoyable, and working in the studio is actually work. And there's a piece of equipment we spent about 2 or 3 hours trying to get up and running and taking diagnostics and sending them to the manufacturer. But since we've got 16 channels plugged into it, we're we can practice, but we can't really record at the moment, so that's frustrating.
All right, one of those important chinks in the links, or links in the chink. All right, so what device is it that you're having trouble with?
I can't remember the model number. It's an Apollo. We've got, and it handles the audio to digital conversion and back as well. So we've got all of the, we've got the snake plugged into it. We've got the drum kit in it, and yeah, without any of that, I think we can do vocals and we could record any. No, we can't. We've got our vocals, and so a little tricky to lay down tracks at the moment.
Okay, yeah, I just did a quick look up Apollo AD, and I see some of the devices here. Looks like they're pretty big into audio recording. Well, I hope you get that worked out, and hopefully it's a software thing they can just send over your way, and it's not a mechanical thing that you have to deal with.
I told my partner we're going to take this as an opportunity to fully document our studio, because being able to get a complete diagram of how everything is connected and what versions everything are on could help with diagnostics, and in the end, if we want to make any changes, it will help us as well. I know documenting things is just so odd, but what else? Besides that, it's just, if you will, learning to how to survive with an empty to-do list. The farm kid ethos kicks in, and I'm like, wait a minute, all my lists are empty, and it's only like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And just being able to sit down and read or relax on the radio, there's part of me that's going, but I should be working. Don't
beat yourself up. You are in control of your destiny. If if that honey-do list just gets too long, you just stand up for your rights and get ready to move into the doghouse. All right, I just looked up the Apollo. Boy, there are quite a few different brands. A Solo, Duo, X4. Quite the unit. Looks like a scrub devices. Boy, a lot of not cheap either, but interesting. I complained about buying a $100 A to D, D to A. It's quite something. I've never seen this before. Well, good morning to you there, Daniel. Good luck on that. And you can jam, but you can't record. Sorry to hear that.
If we wanted to rewire a bunch of stuff, we probably could do it, but we don't want to do it quite yet. We're trying to hold off on that. And I just ran down to the studio so I could give it to you. I couldn't remember off the top of my head. It's an Apollo 8 XP.
Okay, not the little sexy desktop device. It is a rack unit. Very, very cool. I'll have to read up on that after the net is over. Well, good luck on that. And moments like this, that's when a patch bay is critical.
And you don't realize how much you depend on it or assume that it's going to be there until it isn't. I did invert some of those numbers. It's an X8P, X-ray 8 Papa, my apologies. But I told my partner, I said, look, let's hold off on massively tearing the studio apart until, one, we document everything, and two, we fully worked it out with Apollo before we revamp things. Let's see if we can get a software patch that fixes everything first.
Good luck on that, and maybe this is a planned obsolescence because I see they're selling the Gen 2 now. Hope that's not the case. Good morning, Daniel. Thanks for checking back in and wrapping up your conversation, and you have a wonderful POTA today.
The sun is shining, the birds are singing. I'm sure that hopefully the fish are jumping. The place where we'll be doing the POTA is a good fishing spot. We'll have the radiogram pad there, and we'll be trying out the World Radio League logging program, so that'll be nice to give that a shot. It also will auto-log POTA for you, auto-spot, so that should be helpful as well. 7-3 to you in the net, Brian, and 9MUF.
All right, Daniel. Have a wonderful day. We'll be looking out for you, but I don't think it's going to be me working you unless you're ready to copy 3 words a minute or less. Have a great day. Clearing with N9MUF, and good morning, Greg, KO6TH.
Good morning, Brian. Good morning, everyone. Greg, KO6TH. It was going to be a lovely morning this morning, but it looks like some clouds are coming in. So, I don't know. Squirrels are active outside. Maybe something's coming. Today was going to be, I got a message yesterday that says, hey, your package is going to get delivered on Monday. And did a refresh on it and said, nope, sorry about that. Back tomorrow. So, it is a 50-foot USB, powered USB extension cable. So I can get my Sutro tower of equipment out of the middle of the conference room on Friday. Get it pared down a bit, and I'll be sitting off on the side with Stephen. Hopefully this long cable will still work with the cameras, and I can get the images that I need for the YouTube, the edited YouTube stuff. But anyway, we'll give it a try. Looking forward to Friday's meeting, and before that we got the board meeting on Thursday, and before that we have In the Shack on Wednesday. And before that, I need to take a deep breath. KO6TH, back to you.
Yeah, you may find that you'll need to power that with an external USB power device. And for any runs longer than 20 feet, I have found with those I have to run it on a USB 3.0 port or through a external port powered USB hub. So yeah, that's fine that you may need to address that as well. USB unfortunately does not fare well over the distance. So definitely good luck on that test. Yeah, busy week ahead, and then of course tonight the All Nodes Net, so it's a busy week for activities.
Yeah, definitely. So the what I've been using is a pair of 12-foot extension cables in series, so about 20, 25 feet, unpowered. That's working just fine, except for that connection in the middle, which I try to snake under the chair and I wrap it with tape and all that kind of stuff, and people end up kicking it, and down goes one of the cameras. So hopefully this will solve both problems, but we'll see what happens. It's an experiment. They're not that cheap, but not that expensive either. Yeah, I definitely plan on putting it into the directed to I think the laptop ports are 3.0s, and we'll see what happens. Anyway, let's see. Meatball Day. I haven't had meatballs in a long time, so I think that's on the agenda for tonight, along with some spaghetti underneath. What was that song that we sang in camp? On top of spaghetti, all covered with cheese. I lost my poor meatball when somebody sneezed, and it goes on from there. KO6TH, back to net.
Must have attended the wrong summer camp. Well, every dish has its own meat in the meatball. Something tells me that meatballs in some of your recipes might have a wee bit of lamb.
If I were to be making them myself, absolutely. These, however, are frozen from Safeway, and they have the advantage is they're easy and quick, and I just pop them in the microwave and to thaw them out, and yeah, on top of the spaghetti they go. What was the next line? It rolled off. Let's see, it rolled off the table and onto the floor before it could catch it and rolled out the door. And then there's a whole tale of this meatball heading down the street with kids and everything. So it's I'm sure it's on the internet someplace. Anyway, with that dietary tale, on with the day. KO6TH.
Well, I know it probably wouldn't, if it was rolling down the street, it wouldn't make it past my neighbor's dog, that is for sure. Well, Greg, have a wonderful day, and yes, a busy week ahead, and yeah, I hope that extension works well for you. I had only gone from a 20-footer to or 25-footer, I think it was, finally used on the Zoom system, for the old Zoom system, and then when I tried going to a 50-foot, it just, it might have been just because it was a pan-tilt Zoom camera, which might have had a little higher power requirement, but it would just, the moment you tried doing anything to it, it just, blah, it was gone. Greg, have a wonderful day, and happy Monday. KO6TH, AI, 6US Coffee Break, 7-3.
7-3, Brian, and yeah, that PTZ camera has been, it's been kind of squirrely regardless of how it's hooked up, so I wouldn't blame the cable. But yeah, we haven't. That's one of the things that we're very fortunate not to have to deal with anymore. Anyway, on with the day. What if I got some projects around here someplace? What am I doing? I don't know. We'll see what happens today. KO6TH 73.
All right, Greg. Have a great Monday ahead. Clearing with KO6TH, and let's check in with Mark, WB6BJN. Yeah, we had a lovely evening last evening. Even though it was clear, no clouds, we hung right at about 50 degrees overnight, and it looks like we're going to be in another mid-70s or higher day today. It was actually a bit warm out yesterday as I roamed the valley. Good morning.
Hey, good morning there, Brian, and you know what? It's going to continue to stay that way. California there's no rain in California for the foreseeable future. I can pretty much at this point look out clear to almost the end of the month, and they're not calling for any rain out at least through the 23rd or the 24th of March. So this could be a very, very dry, very sunny month, and it could actually get to the point of being a little on the warm side. And in fact, they said that for the valley there could be some heat products issued, such as heat advisories. And the reason for that is because our bodies have not yet grown accustomed to early spring, and this is kind of early. And it's kind of early back here, too. So it's kind of spring is sprung everywhere. We had that real cold winter back here, and it's changed, and it's done the same thing in California. I'll talk about back here. Back here could be interesting, and I'm glad that Daniel is getting a POTA in today, because tomorrow onward could be a very different situation for the Midwest, and we'll talk about that. But for California, high pressure is even expected to build even stronger as we move into the middle and end, and perhaps well into next week. Back to you there, Brian, WB6BJN, and man, you're talking about these meatballs. You guys are making me hungry. And I agree with Rick. There's nothing like real crab meat. I've had imitation crab meat. Didn't even have any flavor to it as far as I was concerned. But I have had real crab meat, and it's the best. Back to you, W6BJ.
I get it. If you're making a dip that somebody's just going to slam on a Triscuit or something, there are probably times that you want to use it. But, would you go out and buy a fake steak? No, you'd go for the real thing. Did you notice Monitor Pass opened up last week? I think it was last Thursday, possibly. And Monitor Pass, I think this is one of the earliest openings of Monitor Pass SR89, which connects from your old stomping grounds over to the east side of the Sierras. And I just sometimes that has been as late as July that is open. So speaks volumes of the snowpack.
Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate in a way, because skiing season is going to probably close early, is likely for a lot of places. And I really don't see where there's going to be any major storms right now coming in to keep that going. And we're already well into March, and totals of rain in both just simply get lower from here on out. So and that's not to say we won't have some more rain, but the longer it goes without doing it, the less chances at this point and forward that it has of getting any good shots of rain and snow, because we're just getting into that. We're just getting into that time of the year there. So Monitor Pass opened up already. That kind of tells you something there.
But the Caltrans site, the site that you depend on for accurate information, still shows that it is closed. So anyway, well, how did that clash of the cold front and everything finally shape out? It looks like we did have one pretty serious day with a lot of destruction, but it seemed to be pretty contained for that short period of time. What's on the menu for us weather-wise? California, it's going to be a beautiful spring, but how about the rest of the country?
Well, Brian, it's not too good. There's a widespread severe weather outbreak coming, starting for some places tonight. As you get past the Rockies into eastern part of West Texas, all the way into Michigan and parts of the South. There could be a very severe weather situation shaping up, and especially for Michigan again. 8 people died in Michigan last, I think it was, Friday night? They had tornadoes that were in parts of southwest Michigan, and 8 people lost their lives because of severe weather. And there was some casualties earlier in Oklahoma, and so it has not been a very good situation, and severe weather season has kicked off quite early. Now we kind of dodged a bullet Saturday in Tennessee. When the front came through here. Now what has happened, Brian, is this cold front stalled. Okay, it did not come all the way through cleanly. Let me take a break. So it stalled off in kind of southeastern Tennessee or South Tennessee, and now today it's supposed to make a northward comeback, and that's a summertime type pattern. Sometimes they'll move north as a cold front and then come back north as a warm front, as a warm or warm air advection type situation. And as that meets up with a little cooler air, that could cause some thunderstorms to outbreak, perhaps here. Now, it doesn't act like it's going to be too bad here, because I notice the barometer right now is 30.06, and it's steady. It's been rising most of the morning. Now it's steadied off. We've had fog here this morning, which is a very stable air mass. But they say the air should destabilize with that northward moving front pretty rapidly today. We're going to get warm, temperatures in the 70s, and tomorrow we could have record-breaking temperatures in the 80s here. And that's the problem, because you got all this warm, moist air coming up out of the Caribbean and out of the from the Bermuda High and from the Gulf. And then there's a cold front, another cold front that sits to the north, and then a low that's in Baja California. And these things, with the northern jet and the southern jet, are going to come together. They're going to phase together and make a fairly major system for tomorrow night for the Midwest. Let me take a break. For the Midwest, from pretty much from parts of Texas, Kansas, Oklahoma, Illinois. In fact, Daniel will be under that severe weather watch as well, the line, and into parts of Michigan. So there is a severe weather threat, and unfortunately, it's a nocturnal event, which nobody likes nighttime tornado events because, well, one thing, they keep you up all night, and secondly, tornadoes are hard to see at night, especially if they're rain-wrapped. About the only way you're going to see them is if there's a flash of lightning from, thunderstorm that accompanies them. And people need to really be weather aware over the next couple of days. Our big day will be Wednesday when the main front comes through here. Let me take a break. Our risk is a little lower, but what they say with that main front is discrete supercells. If there's discrete supercells, then discrete meaning supercells that are all by themselves out ahead of the main line, those could be the main ones that could cause tornadic activity, because a discrete supercell has, if it's all by itself out there, it can really pick up all of that warm, moist air. Then once you get a congealing line, then each thunderstorm starts robbing information or energy from the others, and so it's kind of an interesting thing. So that's what's going on back here. And once this all goes through by late Wednesday night and into Thursday, colder air comes in and cuts off that warm, moist air, and so the severe weather hopefully will go away there. Back to you there, Brian, WB6BJ.
Yeah, I was thinking quite early for the tornadoes to be in Minnesota, and I read an interesting fact just a moment ago that in Minnesota, primarily the tornadoes happen during the daytime. So, when they average over time when these occurred, the high majority of them are in the afternoons. Earliest on record was March 6th, back about 9 years ago. So quite interesting. Like you said, very early in the season, almost just a couple days off from a record. So, we'll certainly hope that this threat is only a threat and doesn't materialize, but certainly an early season for all.
Yeah, it is. We get a little antsy back here. I'm really hoping that the barometric pressure stays higher. The higher the barometric pressure, the better. And the reason for that is because to make good supercell development, you need wind shear to cause rotation, and you need good lift. So if you have a capping inversion, what they call a cap, that continues, and that would be sinking or like a lid, like an inversion, that will tend to suppress severe weather. Now, sometimes that can happen, and then the cap breaks, and boy, those thunderstorms develop very rapidly, and that can be a problem. So, well, we hope it stays a little bit capped in that way, because that was awful that in Michigan that they had severe weather. It wasn't Minnesota; it was Michigan. But I guess there has been some stuff in Minnesota too. But these severe weather that happened the other night was in southwestern Michigan, and 8 people lost their lives. Back to you, sir. WB6BJ.
And I apologize. I meant Michigan. My brain was running a few jumps behind my tongue. Well, good morning to you, and good morning to Sarah. And what do you folks have planned for this week?
Well, I'm waiting for my Kenwood TS590SG. If I get that in the mail, Sarah says I'll probably never see you again. She says I will. You'll be gone forever. And I told her no. I will come out and see you once in a while. But I need to go to the doctor with her today. She's asked me to go, and she said, since we're going to the doctor, I'm treating us to Chinese food, so we're going to have Chinese food today. I said, oh, cool. So I got to leave here about 12:30, and it's nice now that 1700 hours comes an hour later now, so I can check in and be at the back of the bus again because we're on daylight savings time. So I got plenty of time to sit around and listen to all the neat stuff that happens before my net that happens. But we got to go to the doctor at 12:30, and then Sarah's going to treat with Chinese food, and I'm looking forward to getting a big old package in the mail this week. And Sarah's happy for me too. There, go ahead.
Yes, Get that new radio, and you might just come out of the ham shack occasionally for import and export products. Sounds great. I'm glad to hear you get that radio, and I hope it's working well, and a fun thing to bring into the shack, and hope to hear you on the air more often. With that, you have a wonderful day, Mark. Thanks for the weather report, and we certainly wish folks, grace us through this pending weather event, and out here in California, it's wonderful to know that we don't have to put on our long sleeves for a week or two. Have a great day, Mark. WB6BJN, AI6US, Coffee Break 73.
Well, one last comment on this weather situation. People were complaining about cold weather back here, and it's not cold back here. It's in the 70s and 80s, and that's the price tag. This tornado situation is the price tag that comes with that with spring weather, hot, moist air. So actually, people are right now are hoping that it gets colder, because that will cut the severe weather off. So, you can't, you got to trade one for the other sometimes, Brian. So they're hoping actually now that it gets a little colder, and that'll actually be the end of the severe weather, at least for a little while. Back to you, sir, and everybody have a great day. WB6BJN.
Well, we're going to take a chance on our tomatoes and peppers, get those in, and stand by with our cover. And I expect probably the temperature will take another dip before spring is officially here. But we just waited way too long last year, and what that weather like in Northern California goes from cold nights to suddenly up in the 90s and hundreds. And if you don't plant just right, you have greatly reduced yield. So we're going to try it early this year. Have a great day, Mark. WB6BJN, AI6US. Good morning, Coffee Break Net. Let's go ahead and do a round of quick in and outs as you start your day. And who's out there this morning? I'm Brian, AI6US, and this is the Coffee Break Net on the W6EK Repeater and connected nodes and repeaters.
K3ETM.
Cube 7 MSM Mobile. Holly Delta, Quebec. Recheck. Morning, Brian. This is Kilo Oscar 6, India Delta Victor. Dan?
Kilo Oscar 4, Kilo Lima November, Chuck in Alabama. KO4, KLN, Chuck in Alabama.
All right, good morning, Chuck. We'll be back to you in a moment. K4 KLN in Alabama. Good morning to K4LGI, Sam, Denver. And good morning to Dan, KO6IDV. And recheck from Rick, KD6CDQ. Good morning, Marv, in 7MSM. And good morning to Jimmy, KA3VGM. Did I miss anyone?
N5TIN.
KO6MJL.
All right. right, good morning, KO6MJL. Jamie, thanks for dropping by. We'll be back to you in a moment. And I think that was Steve. I got a TIN, but I think that is probably N5TIN. Is that correct?
Yep, that's me, Brian.
All right, Steve. We'll be back to you in a moment. And good morning, Chuck. Let's see. Okay, got everybody else here. Let's head on up first, do our recheck with Rick, and then we'll start down this list. Just a reminder, quick in and outs. Go ahead, Rick.
Thank you, Brian. I kind of was laughing to myself when I heard about the On Top of Spaghetti. Do you know that song goes way, way back to the 60s? And I do believe that President Kennedy was still alive at that time. But the reason I wanted to do a recheck is you were talking about having a meatball sandwich for lunch today?
Well, you know, maybe that's the best I can do in honor of today. We have a couple of great places here in Auburn to grab a sub. What is your advice?
Homemade. And I mean all the way from the sub roll. I changed my dinner plans. I was going to have a filet mignon tonight, but I decided no. I'm going to have a meatball sandwich with my homemade sub rolls. And what I stack into my meatball sandwich will make your mouth water.
What time are we having dinner?
Probably about 7 o'clock tonight. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to start off with homemade rolls, which I usually make about 9 inches long or so. I like to fit at least 5 to 6 meatballs into a meatball sandwich.
Boy, you do not take second place in any race, do you? Man, that sounds great. Boy, I have to say we encourage a lot of wonderful food sampling on this net, but hopefully no doctors get wind of us. I think we are steering a lot of people down a path of probably eating a bit heavier than they should. You have an enjoyable dinner this evening, and we'll look forward to your comments tomorrow morning.
Well, I hope the first comment isn't a loud burp. But real quick, I'm going to tell you what I stack on my meatball sandwich. Got the roll, first of all, the provolone cheese, then the meatballs, a splatter of sauce, then the veggies. Gotta have those green pepper, red pepper, and red onion. Then a little more sauce on that. Then I scatter a bunch of Parmesan cheese, a little more sauce, put it in the microwave or my oven, and just rub a bit so the cheese melts, and then dive in and wash it down with beer.
I know I'm a little presumptuous to assume that I'm invited, but my advice to you is go to your QRZ account, scrub your address. You may have a line of hams at your door this evening for dinner. Sounds delicious.
They'd have to wait in line like my son. Anyways, have a good rest of your day. 86 CDQ. I'm out. 73.
Oh, man, that just sounds way too good. My waistline is growing thinking about it. Hey, good morning, Jimmy. KA3VGM.
Good morning, Brian. KA3VGM. I'll make this quick because my lunch is ready, but it's here to stay, and
too much on that.
I don't think we're supposed to have any severe weather bad for
Let's get with this.
folks back there in Tennessee. And I will pass it back to you. You have a good day. Hope you enjoy your meatball sandwich. K for VGM.
Well, good morning to you there, Jimmy, and enjoy your lunch there. Sounds like the missus in the background. Good morning to her as well. And yes, usually folks in Missouri are the ones looking out for these storms moving in. Definitely unusual for this time of year for Michigan to be experiencing it. And yeah, sounds like definitely weather headed their way. Jimmy, enjoy lunch. Thanks for checking in this morning. KA3VGM, AI6US 73. N7 MSM, good morning, neighbor.
N7 MSM, good morning. See here, a bunch of chainsaws and stuff. All that wood down my back hill that you saw is all being removed today. Tracy and I are on the way to Dixon, the VA cemetery, for her parents are going to put in their final resting place over there. And that's all that's going on here. I'll keep it short. You have a wonderful day. N7 MSM Mobile.
Well, definitely our thoughts are with you today as you inter them, and definitely I will be on the lookout for falling trees. Hopefully that the tree falling goes well, and the antennas that you want to remain standing are still there when you get home. Trusting person to be leaving the property with tree guys on there. Hopefully you come back to some trees left over. N7 MSM AI6US. Happy Monday.
Hey, you bet. 7-3.
And good morning, Dan. KO6 IDV. Good morning. What do you have for the net this morning, sir?
Good morning, Brian. Just working away and had a good weekend. Worked on the Jeep some, pretty much got that wrapped up. My wife's Jeep on the front end steering, and helped a friend pour some concrete on Saturday. So it was a pretty good weekend overall.
Boy, from the talk of your neighbor, Graydon seemed to indicate that you just didn't have any projects and you were just come over to watch him work. Guess there isn't much truth in that one.
No truth. I'm busy.
I don't know about you, but man, the weeds and grass have gotten an early start this year. Going to have to get out there and do something I didn't expect to be doing the 1st of March. Good luck on that. And what pad or what cement are you pouring today?
Oh, so we did it Saturday, and it was for a friend of mine. He's doing a little thing in his backyard to his house, so kind of poured a little concrete stem wall to try to wrap that and finish that up.
You are the type of friend that all of us wish we had. Well, good morning, Dan. Glad that you could check in this morning. I am noticing that you are coming in on RF.
Yes, that is correct. So, got my little mag mount hung up on the roof, on the peak of the roof, and my little handheld HT here, Yaesu FT60.
Well, I know you guys have a good elevation at your location, but I mean you are full quieting into the voter system. So well done. And I think this is the possibly first time we've talked direct RF. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think we might have talked before RF. But yeah, if the voting system's not up, I don't hit the repeater. So yeah, I definitely need that up.
Either that or Graydon leaves his hotspot on for you there. Well, very good, Dan. Well, you have a great Monday ahead. What a beautiful day. These are the few weeks that is just absolutely wonderful to live in Northern California. No threat of fire. The sun is out, and it's in the 70s or low 80s. I wish we could keep it around for a bit longer, but we know what's coming. Have a great day, Dan.
Yeah, you too, Brian. Yeah, I don't like summer. I do not like the heat.
You know, it's funny. I tolerate the heat. I used to be more heat resistant, but not as much anymore. I find myself looking for shade and cooler spots more often than I used to. Dan, thanks for checking in this morning, and your radio sounding great from up there in Grass Valley. KO6IDV, AI6US. Have a great Monday, 7-3.
You too. Thank you.
Hey, good morning, Sam. K4LGI. What do you have for the net this morning?
Good morning, Brian. Everybody's net. Everybody sounds good here. It reminds me of the song by Dave Von Rock, One Meatball. And I think that's the song. I haven't heard it in years. I believe that's the one where he says they wouldn't give a crippled crab a crutch. I guess complaining of one meatball. Anyway, Brian, buffets are coming out on 12 meters after the net here. Most of the signals are between -10, -5, and so that's pretty encouraging. I did read that it's better to work the long path, beam the long path on there. And that may be true. East Coast and Central will be getting through. The first hop and hop down may be hitting water, and from your location, first hop down could be hitting land, which means the second hop would be down quite a bit. And in the long path, you'd be maybe bouncing and better. And so I saw that reported on a few stations. They said the long path they got through. Anyway, I hope you have a good time there, eventually trying to get through to them. It really is a nice catch. It's really a lot of people on there. So this is in and out for today, I guess, and I will not drag it out. So back to you, K4LGI.
Well, thank you, Sam, for the tip there. Yeah, yesterday I was seeing a lot of traffic on I think it was 15 meters and maybe a little on 12. I'm trying to remember if it's 15 and 17 or if it was 15 and 12. I saw a lot of traffic, and they were, at best coming in -22. And so I just knew that I wasn't going to bust through. I have never seen the digital portion glowing. I mean, there is no, you look at the band scope and there is no differentiation of different signals transmitting. It is just one big glowing mass, and definitely high demand for Bouvet. But yeah, gonna give it a try. Heard them on 40 meters, but so did the rest of the world last night. So I was hoping this morning to find them on 160 or 80 meters. The conditions weren't in the favor today, but I think that would just be so so fantastic to get Bouvet on 160. That would be a feather that I would wear proudly in any cap. Sam, you have a wonderful day. I will have to look up One Meatball, that song. Nothing comes to mind, but I will look it up, and it probably will be stuck in my head as I enjoy my meatball sandwich. K4LGI, AI6US, 7-3.
Thank you, Brian. Yeah, they're about 1,500 miles southwest of Cape Town, so that you may have to South America and work the skip in your favor, so you're bouncing off waters. I mean, we'll see you later, K4LGI.
Trust me, yesterday I was trying short path, long path. I actually heard them best on short path. on, I think it was 15 yesterday, but the rest of the world hears them as well, watching the signals that they were working. They were pretty much working the globe yesterday. Wonderful that de-expeditions are being supported by propagation right now. That makes that $1 million+ well spent. K4LGI AI6US. Good morning, Chuck. K4KLN. Looks like your first time check into the Coffee Break Net. Good morning. My name is Brian.
Well, good morning, Brian. No, I've checked in a couple times. It's been a little while. Meatball sandwich. Well, I sure hope that the guy that was talking about the meatball sandwich, it sounds like he said Auburn. Now, was that Auburn, Alabama, or Auburn, California? I'm familiar with both. I used to spend a lot of time up in Grass Valley, Nevada City area. My grandfather, when I was growing up, had a gold mine up in that area. I used to spend all my summers up in the Sierras. And beautiful area, but we're back here now and enjoying it very much. It's about 66 degrees out here today, partially cloudy, supposed to get up to about 78. So, again, if that guy is in Auburn, Alabama, I'm only a little ways away from him. If he's in California, well, I won't be there for dinner. Not tonight anyway. So, KO4KLN, back to net.
All right, Chuck. Yeah, I do apologize. I had moved over the first 70,000 check-ins over to the archive a couple of weeks ago, and so we just have check-ins in recent months. So apologize for that, but good morning to you. And yes, I am near Auburn, California. So I'm in a small town called Meadow Vista, about 5-6 miles away from Auburn, California. A good name for a good town. I know there's quite a few Auburns sprinkled around the U.S. In fact, I grew up in Auburn, Washington. So, yeah, which Auburn are we talking about? Interesting tie that you have to our area. Grandfather had a gold mine. Was this a dry mine or something along the rivers or creeks up near Grass Valley? Maybe we lost you there, Chuck. K4KLN. Was just wondering if your grandfather was on a river. Was it a water claim or was it something, a dry digging? Darn. I guess we'll never know. Hopefully, Chuck comes back and we get to hear some more of that story. Clearing with K4KLN, and good morning, Steve, in 5TIN.
Well, good morning, Brian. Tried to catch up with you last week, a couple afternoons. Didn't hear you on the repeater, but I will keep trying.
Boy, maybe we should just exchange a phone number or something. Sorry about that. Yeah, a couple things last week in the afternoons kind of kept me busy, so I didn't spend as much time on the repeater as I should have. But I'm good on QRZ. If you are, we could try coordinating that way and maybe make a phone call. But I would love to hear about your experience with the river boats in Europe.
I should be around all day today. Are you going to be around this afternoon?
Oh, as a small business owner, Mondays are my busiest day. Maybe we can touch bases tomorrow afternoon.
Should work. I'll give you a shout maybe on the repeater sometime between 2 and 3. How's that?
I'll listen for you. Very good. Well, anything for the net this morning, Steve?
Well, let's see, not too much. It's been a cold and, or I guess some people would say cool, depending on what your expectations are of cold. A couple of days here, pretty cloudy, very foggy this morning. Last week they were promising us somewhere between 2 and 5 inches of rain. I got about 1/10 of an inch, so a little disappointed in that. But there's more in the forecast, so we'll see what happens. You never know.
Yeah, no, I know that you guys really need that rainfall, and, we're starting to get a little nervous out this way as well. We just don't have the snowpack going into the summer months, and we know same thing applies to you. If you don't have some moisture in the ground, the wildfires can certainly run rampant.
True, very true. And some of the areas northwest of me did get some more rain than I did, and that's good because that's the recharge zone for the aquifers. But I don't have a well; I have a cistern, so I need that direct action from the clouds. So no joy yet, but maybe tomorrow. We'll see. I don't have a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and say 73 and check out and let the next person have a flip of the egg timer. AI6US in 5TIN.
And I imagine if nature doesn't fill the cistern, the wallet does. So wish you well on that. Good to hear you, Steve, and we'll catch up with you. And definitely, I'd love to pick your brain about the smaller riverboat experiences. Something that Lynn and I are really, really looking forward to giving a try. And I know that there can be much differences between different companies. So I'd like to hear your opinion. In 5TIN, AI6US, you have a great Monday. 7-3, Steve. Good morning, Jamie. KO6 MJL. Welcome.
Good morning, Brian and Annette. We had our club meeting on Saturday at the old Port in 6IJ, and some of the big DXers was talking about Bope. I don't know anything about it, but I believe they contacted them last week, and they're going to try for it this week. Other than that, not much going on. We got the good old overcast, the coastal fog as usual, came back. So other than that, just wanted to check in and say hi. 73 till KO6 MJL.
I believe that you're from the Salinas area, as I recall. And yeah, absolutely. I would love to live over in that area. Well, I guess some areas you get a good amount of summer cooling from those banks rolling in. But this would definitely be the time of year to be over there. I imagine starting some artichokes coming on and asparagus season and such. You live in the garden belt of California, don't you?
That is correct. I believe it's called the Salad Bowl. I live on the outskirts of Salinas, right on the borderline of Salinas, Castroville, and Prunedale. So, yeah, we got a lot of vegetables here.
Not a bad place to live, especially if they set up the roadside stands. Well, yeah, I used to make an annual pilgrimage over there to an event that was held on the racetrack, and just a beautiful area. And you live in a beautiful part of California there, Jamie. Well, thanks for checking in this morning, and you have a wonderful day ahead. And yes, a lot of us are after Bouvet. It's a I think it's number 2 for rarity for DX, and for anybody going after their DXCC and for logging all DX, that is definitely one you want to get in the log if you have the opportunity. KO6 MJL, AI6US, you have a wonderful Monday, 7-3. Good morning. Coffee Break Net on the W6EK Repeater. The Coffee Break Net is where the sun is always shining, the birds are singing, and the fish are jumping, but they better jump fast because we are coming up to the top of the hour and the end of the Coffee Break Net at about 10 minutes. So let's just see who is out there for a quick in and out as we fill up this 10 minutes, and then at the top of the hour, we'll wrap it up with for the log. So one more round of quick in and outs. Anybody, any takers out there?
KB6, November 6, Uniform Sierra.
Kilo November 6, November Uniform Foxtrot.
Wow, that was a buzz. W6EK.
Yes, that was a buzz, Jim. WH6Q got you down for a quick in and out. KN6NUF got you there, Joshua, for a quick in and out. KN6USH, Michael, I heard you in there. Let's see if anybody else came up on the Supermon. They did not. That was a kerfuffle to go in the record books. I know I missed quite a few people there. So who did I miss? If you didn't hear your call sign, come on back.
KP6, SSN.
All right, perfectly timed double again. I heard Tom in there, KB6SSN, and the other station.
Kilo Golf 6, Quebec, Bravo, Bravo.
All right, very good. Let's see. Alex, I believe, correct? KG6QBB?
That is an affirmative.
All right, yeah, I always miss the front end of your call. It gets truncated by our repeater here. So, good morning. All right, these are quick in and outs, so that's one flip of the soft egg timer. Let's start off with Mike, KN6USH. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Brian. Good morning, everyone. Mike, KN6USH. Thanks for keeping me alert this morning. Boy, I tell you, it was tough losing hours sleep and waking up in the middle of the night and trying to go back to sleep. Good thing I made it to Santa Nella and got out of the truck and got something to eat and drink, kind of wake me up again.
Yeah, I imagine getting out and hitting those early runs are probably especially, yeah, I just pick a time, pick any time, just stick to it. That's all I ask in my lifetime. I don't care if it's more daylight on one end or the other, it's still going to be the same amount of daylight. Well, glad to hear you there, Mike. You drive safely out there, and I hope you had a great weekend.
I did. Spring cleaning. That's always a good thing.
Uh-oh. Are you getting ready to sell some stuff at the ham?
So, mission accomplished on some of that. So, headed to headed to Salinas, going by St. Louis Reservoir, and happy to report the fish are probably really happy because that lake looks full.
Yeah, last check-in, Jamie was from Salinas. So, going through his neck of the woods there. Well, you have a wonderful day ahead. Stay safe out there, and glad you got checked in this morning. Any chance that are you going to be trying to work Bouvet, or is that in your cards? Going to try for them?
Get home, take a look. How long is that going to be going on?
I think they're going to be out there for about a week and a half, 2 weeks more. Out on that island, I think it's all weather contingent because they have a ship offshore and they are ferrying things on and offshore with a helicopter. So I think everything is just weather reliant.
When we get an opportunity, we'll definitely give it a shot. Anyhow, just one flip of the 8 timer.
Yeah, the cellular data god is taking it out on you this morning there, Mike. Got you signing. You have a wonderful day. Do drive safely out there. Just rest assured that I'm not on the road with you, so you are a little bit safer. KN6USH AI6US. And good morning, Joshua, KN6NUF. Good morning.
Good morning, Brian, and good morning to the net. Hope everyone's having a good day. It's Monday. It's a beautiful day outside. It's so hard to be tied to the computer and having to work. Outside, the birds are chirping, and the sun is shining, and the fish are jumping. It's a good time to be outdoors. KN6NUF.
Boy, somebody should make a screensaver that has birds singing, fish jumping, and sun shining. Yeah, I'm going to be on my computer a bit, staring out the window into the green area behind the house. So you and I are kind of stuck in the similar situation today. Well, good morning, Joshua. We are the ones that pay the bills that make the world go around, so we're going to stick to it.
Yeah, there's a few deadbeats out there that depend on me working every day, so I got to do my job diligently. Hope everyone's having a great day, and enjoy your Monday. KN6NUF clear.
Few deadbeats out there that rely on me, but I shouldn't talk about family that way, should I? Good morning, Joshua. KN6NUF AI6US. Good morning, Jim. W6EK. What do you have for the net this morning?
Okay, well, I heard Jamie say where he was at, and I thought, that sounds like right where I was at before. I had a place down there in the edge of Ferndale, in Ferndale. That was in 1988, I think, and 9. The last of my time there in the state of California. And you're right, it is really nice. But I'll tell you what, Pacific Grove, the reserve center there, I was working there. A lot of the time, I'll put it that way, it seemed like I was doing all the Northern California Naval Reserve recruiting, but I trucked there and drove the GSA car a lot, and the whole under the hood of my Isuzu Pup had surface rust on everything. They apparently didn't put much paint under the hood on those cars. The salt air is quite something. But anyway, I miss that fog sometimes myself. It's a good place to live, except for the place that I was at, and water wells were really awful. Anyway, 7-3, W6EK, my egg timer will expire shortly.
You know, I stayed at an RV resort near Ferndale once, and I just remember a lot of orchards and a lot of agriculture in that area as well. So what made the well water so bad? Some saline infiltration, or just minerals, or what?
I never had it analyzed, but I was afraid to. I carried bottled water all the time. We didn't have any. One thing that really put me off was right at the time that I was realizing that water wasn't fit to drink, or really even wash dishes in. Or rinse them in at least. They built a shopping center there just on the crest of a hill north of Berta Canyon, which is where my place was, right in the Berta Canyon. And it was saltwater encroachment that was the most noticeable, but it wasn't a deep well. I think they were going like 450 foot deep to be able to get decent water strata, and now it's probably 1,000 foot. I'm not sure. But it's awful close to Monterey Bay, and the water pushed right into the wells there, and everybody had wells and septic tanks, me included. W6EK, and it's Prunedale, like dried plums.
And I meant Prunedale. Ferndale comes to mind because that's another wonderful place to be. But yeah, Prunedale. Ferndale, of course, is up in I think Oregon, as I recall. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful area there. Sorry about that. Well, you have a wonderful day ahead. Thanks for checking in, and always a pleasure to have you drop by. WH6Q, AI6US. Hopefully where you live now you have good sipping water.
I think in some areas you got some really good springs, but we got a lot of lime in our water here in Dixon. WH6Q 73.
Put the lime in the coconut. Doesn't sound that bad if it was a different type of lime. Have a great day. All right, KG6QBB. Good morning. What do you have for the net this morning, Alex?
Good morning, Brian. Not much. I'm running the 80 corridor, then I'm out to Calaveras.
What project are you working on today?
Just picking up materials.
Well, watch out for the other crazies out on the road. You heard that that Mike is running the roadways today. It's always the traffic near Sacramento, and you get in these single files that just kind of wear on you after a while. So keep that road rage in check.
Yep. I did mount another radio in the car. I was planning to test it out through the net, but I did not get a chance.
Tell us more. What radio deserves a place in your vehicle?
Right now I have the SDS 200 scanner, the 2980, and the 7900R.
And which is the new radio?
The 7900 dual band R is the newest permanent mount.
Okay. Hey, very good. Yeah, I just took my 8900 out of the truck, and I had blown an internal fuse on the PCB. I gave it over to Don, WB6LPJ, to look at. He got it working, and it is in the hands of a brand new ham. So I'm glad to see that radio lives on. Yaesu makes some good radios. I really enjoyed that radio, and I know it's very similar, with your dual bander.
Yes, that is a radio that is as much at home on the job site pounding nails as it is as a radio.
Absolutely. Lets you fry that internal. And I think that was all my doing. I think I took it out doing a jump start on the truck. So not going to blame that on the radio. Gave me many good years of service as a second owner. But yeah, 80. Your rig, does that also do crossband like the 8900 does?
Not 100% sure on that one. I can't do that yet.
Yeah, that was the one thing I thought that it did crossband very good, very clean, and it was just a nice radio for that. All right, Alex, drive safely. Thanks for checking into the net. I better have one more check-in before we go to log only, and my stomach is howling. Once it's meatball sandwich now, but it's going to have to wait.
Thank you much, Brian. You have a good day, sir. 73.
All right, Alex, you have a great day. Clear with KG6 QBB. And up next, KB6 SSN. Good morning, Tom. What do you have for the net today?
Well, good morning, Brian. Just sitting here testing some equipment. Thought I'd check in and give a DX report. Had a grand time this weekend with the ARRL DX contest. Everybody and their brother trying to contact North America. And they were successful with me. I worked 24 different countries. Guam, finally got them confirmed on SSB. Worked Morocco. This is all voice. Croatia. Of course, you know, the Canary Islands, Australia, Argentina, Brazil, Bonaire, just all kinds of fun places. It was a great weekend.
Of course, this is one of the most popular contests for filling up the contest stations around the world, especially down through the Caribbean. Very good. What was the best band this weekend?
In my opinion, from my location, the best band was 15 meters. 15 meters was absolutely rocking, and the next band in line after that was 10. 10 had some very good contacts on it, and then later in the day, as it got towards 11 o'clock, 11:30 our time in the morning, I switched over to 20, and I made a few contacts there. So all in all, if you were looking for those countries that are never on, boy, they were on.
Great thing. A lot of people they'll avoid these weekends as they go, oh, I'm not a contester. But they just don't realize this is where the stations come out that don't not only have usually good output power, exceptional antennas, but they can hear. And so a lot of people just don't realize that they want to work every station they can, and they will listen and they will work hard to get that 20 watt or that 10 watt station if that's all you have. So very good. Hey, thanks for that report, Tom.
My pleasure, and it was my pleasure working all the stations. Yes, and I agree. Many of the stations I was working were giving a report of 1K or 1 kilowatt. I was running 100 watts from a mobile with a screwdriver antenna, and I worked in Morocco. I mean, come on now. Yeah, you just don't have a better day than that, right? You know? 7-3, y'all have fun. KB6 SSN.
Yep. Somebody paid the propagation bill this time. It's awesome when good propagation lines up with an event, and I have a feeling a couple years from now we'll be looking back on this and remember that cycle that we just got out of. Overall, it's been a tough cycle because of the solar flares, but it has been a great cycle for the longevity of the event. So happy for that. Clearing with KB6 SSN. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this morning with For the Log. So anybody who would like to check into the Coffee Break Net and just get in the log, now is your time. I'm going to ask you, please spread it out. Protect my sanity. Spread it out. We'll get everybody in the log before I wrap it up this morning. Coffee Break Net on the W6EK Repeater for the log check-ins.
KI6LLP for the log. Thanks, Brian. Good morning, Brian, for the log. Kilo Mike 6 Mike for the log, please, Brian.
B7 DSP Cannon Twin Falls Mobile with Chicken Noodle Soup.
AK6NS Alpha Kilo 6 November Sierra.
KB6ED.
KI6LZ.
All right. I think I think I heard everybody and got everybody off Supermon. I got Bert in there this morning, AI6LZ. Bert, you are in the log. Thanks for checking in. KI6TC, good morning to you there, Glenn. You are in the log. Happy Monday to you. Good morning to Ed, KB6ED. Ed, you are in the log. Thanks for checking in. And let's see. Need to read my handwriting here. Let's see. 6NS, that would be Ray, AK6NS. Good morning, Ray. You are in the log. KB7DFB, I'm glad to hear that you're going to have some nice hot chicken noodle soup. You have a great day there, Ken. You are in the log. KN6MM, good morning, Mike. You are in the log as well. W8LDT, good morning, Tim. Got you in the log. Thanks for checking in. And KI6LOP, good morning to you there, Russ. You are in the log as well. Anyone that I missed?
W6SNG for the log.
A very long, poignant pause. Good morning, Mike. KK6SNG. Got you in the log. Thanks for checking in this morning. And good morning to Doug, W2VX. Thank you very much, Doug, for the battery swap-in this weekend. The repeater is sounding great, and the batteries look to be in good condition. Thanks, Doug, W2VX. All right, anyone else for the log? This will be last call for the Coffee Break Net.
A couple quick comments.
I'll take the comments in a moment. Last call, quick in and out, or excuse me, for the log, any takers, last call. All right, quick comments because you were holding me from going to the bathroom and eating. KG6NLW.
Well, I will make it very quick. Ferndale is just south of Fern Bridge on 101, just south of Eureka. And Buffet Island is no longer in the top 10. It is number 15 in the list of most wanted. The top 5 are, of course, North Korea, Johnston Island, Kure Island, San Felix Islands, and Kerguelen Island, followed by Scarborough Reef. There you have it, Brian.
I stand corrected. For some reason, I was thinking it was number 2, but I guess that failed attempt at giving contacts a couple years ago moved it down the chart maybe a little bit. Thanks. Appreciate that, Frank. All right, with that, I'm going to go ahead and close the Coffee Break Net for this Monday morning. It has been a pleasure having great conversations with everyone this morning. Just a reminder, this Friday for anyone in the greater Sacramento area, the club meeting will be held this Friday evening, 7:30 p.m. at the Placer County HHS Conference Center. That's in the DeWitt Center in Auburn, California. Easy access off of I-80 and Bell Road exit. New, beautiful facility. We've worked over the audio. The audio should be fantastic. No promises, but that's what we're shooting for. And secure parking. Reminder, if you're coming to the event, we support our community with food donations, so please give generously and support our food bank. It's a great way for our club to give back to our community. Also, Loomis Hamfest coming up March 28th. Have you seen the prize list? It's going to be worth attending and buying a couple of tickets for those prizes. Good morning, Coffee Break Net. We'll be back again tomorrow morning. Same bat time, same bat channel. Coffee Break Net on the W6EK Repeater, where the sun is always shining, the birds are singing, and the fish are jumping. This net is sponsored by the Sierra Foothills Amateur Radio Club. And we'll be back 7:30 to 10 a.m. Pacific Time tomorrow morning. That is 1530 to 1800 UTC. with that, I'll just be returning the W6EK repeater and connected nodes and repeaters back to normal, whatever that is. 730 AI6US QRT.